What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Outerzone, the official podcast of Formula Drift. My name is Jacob Gettins, and we're back with our podium peeps. James Deane, Fredric Aasbo, Adam LZ. Great episode, great questions, tons of fun with these guys. Please let me know if you love these podium shows, and maybe we'll do more. Maybe we'll find a different way to do them, but love these at-event shows, and enjoy. And we're in. Gentlemen, great start to the podcast already. I think Adam had a question for Freddie on the pronunciation of his last name.
It was a joke. We're not going to say it on here.
Aasbo. No, it's not Aasbo. It's actually OZLB.
Oh.
The double A turns into O.
So you say both of them.
Got it. We were wondering which A was silent.
They're not.
I said the small one.
The small one.
All right. How good does it feel to be back? Are you happy that we're here? Was the anticipation building up? Whoever wants to start can. But how are you feeling now that season's kicked off officially?
Are we supposed to have glasses on? Because these guys look
Mine
like...
are gone. I mean, they look pretty good.
Men in Black.
Oh, yeah.
like
Yeah,
that.
you look good.
Yeah,
I have
let's
heat
do
waves
it.
too. I could not. Damn it. All right.
Okay.
I'm not getting
Sorry.
them. It's fine. No, it's
Yeah.
fine. It's fine.
Kicking off the season, I mean, speaking for myself, I am absolutely exhausted now mentally. I'm, mentally challenged to begin with, but after a day like today, it takes so much out of you.
Yeah.
At least it does to me.
For sure.
And you could say that we're only driving 25 seconds at a time, but there's so much build up to that. And you have to, in the famous words of Chelsea Denofo, you have to switch it on all the time. And it is not easy.
Yeah, I agree. Especially here this weekend, we're practicing this morning at 7:30 a.m.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's
It's
not
On
early.
the way to at
Yeah.
10 a.m. I'm like, what?
That's when normal
What
people
time
go
is
to
it
work,
now?
though.
I know, we started work on time for once. Yeah, it's a long day, as you said. I felt the same. As soon as the adrenaline drops, when you're 10 minutes after getting out of the car, you're like, oh my God, I need food, I need water, I need some sugar. We started this out by someone find us something, so we got loads of snacks and something to keep us going. But yeah, great start to the season.
Yeah.
I feel like from watching all the practice that I did see and watching the battles as they were going, in between our battles, everyone was pushing so hard.
A lot of drivers leveled up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I do really think it's the most competitive top 32 we've seen maybe ever, but definitely in recent memory. Everybody out there could win any of the battles, and that's the best part.
Right.
Even the rookies coming up. I mean, I was super shocked. Normally rookies do struggle in their first couple of events, and dude, all three of them looked great. So, I mean, more than that. I mean, Jack's considered a rookie. That's a hard thing to. It's a hard label to put on Jack Shanahan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely not a rookie.
No, not at all. What about you, Adam? I mean, you've got so much on the go. Did it the season creep up on you, or were you
it came up fast. It was sleepless nights until the last possible second to get the car loaded in the trailer and get it over here. It felt like we had all the time in the world, and then before you know it, it's it's next week and the car's in pieces.
Yeah, I mean, your team has have kind of made a name of you've got 2 weeks to rebuild an entire car. If anybody's going to do it, it's them. So
yeah, and the car was great too. There's a lot of new, and it worked all weekend flawlessly. The only issues we had were on media day, and they're just setup changes, just kind of figuring out the new tire. It was the first event on GT Radial, and we hadn't ever driven that on a FD course. So I mean, you guys know new tire changes a lot.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Freddie got it dialed. I mean, you both got it dialed. Let's be honest here. You're both sitting here on Podium. So yeah, is it for people watching at home how different is it? And you don't have to rank one better than the other. I'm not going to get into the politics of tires in this sport, but how much do you have to throw away and then just be okay, we have to start at baseline, put everything back to zero, and then now we'll develop from there?
For us, it was pretty darn easy, dude. It's not that hard. I'm joking. It's one thing, and I'm not saying this because we just won and they're our sponsor, but the Kenda tire is very natural to drive on, and one thing we've struggled with in the past is front grip. That's better now, which allows us to add more rear grip, and it's a very we didn't change a whole lot in the rest of the setup of the car, alignment-wise, any of that. It's just a little bit more in the front where you need it, and that allows us to do more in the rear. And I think a lot of guys coming up through the ranks, they overcomplicate things at times.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's not that hard, or complex. So, breaking it down into basics, I think, helps a lot at times. And we've definitely felt that way now. And even though we're always making small changes, we're trying to make it a point to not go down these get sidetracked. We're trying to, because that's very easy in the sport. You start over focusing on something, and now you forget the rest.
Fair.
Yeah, simplicity in professional drifting really works.
Yeah, right.
And having a car that, not changing setup, for between battles and going crazy. Oh, we're doing this guy, let's change all that. I feel like having a car that you as a driver can predict what it's going to do every single lap, that's half the battle.
Yeah, totally.
For sure.
And it's about reducing variables as well. If you start changing everything all the time, you're out there with a new car every time.
Yep.
Yep.
That's fair.
More mistakes start creeping in, and yeah.
I feel like, Adam, you drive on a lot of different things with a lot of different cars. So is the ability to adapt to the chassis and everything else? I mean, James falls in this, and so does Freddie. But does that help a ton? Just you have so many different cars to be able to drift in that you're like, oh, this feels like this, and I've done this in it, and I just go.
I'd say so. I think the biggest difference is we went from a tiny sidewall to a big sidewall, and also went to a bigger tire, so we had to add weight to the car.
Right.
So there's just different amounts of weight in different places of the car and different characteristics that we could achieve the same feeling that I love about the E36. It just required slightly different alignment setups.
Okay.
And you don't really know that until you're in an environment like this. I think the biggest thing, and I always tell people this when they're super judgy of Pro Spec, is an FD course is so much different than anywhere else because of all the rubber down. You can go drive a car and you can drive it in a parking lot, even a normal drift event, and then the second you take it on an FD track, it's like starting from scratch. Everything feels different.
Interesting. Yeah, and I'm guessing it progresses as well throughout the weekend and changes.
When you see outside zone 1 now or outside zone 3, the amount of rubber, it's literally peeling off the track.
Yeah.
It's bumpy.
Yeah.
It's wild.
And when you walk out on the track now, you're stuck.
Sticky.
Yeah, it's sticky. Yeah, it's definitely sticky.
It's basically like a drag strip in the corners.
Yeah.
But I mean, it allows you guys to, enter in with a ton of angle, a ton of speed, and then hopefully dig back out of it. And that kind of leads me into a question. James, you had a good hit. That was definitely a good hit. Adam had a couple of good hits this weekend. Freddie, you're pretty unscathed this weekend?
No, if you ask Mario and Sean, I broke the car.
I don't ask that.
The brand new hatch is a little,
okay.
Yeah, they're...
What's the mindset like, though, coming out of big hits? All three of you have had some pretty monster crashes over the years. Coming off of that, though, is it okay, that's the worst it's ever going to be, and I can just focus on driving, or does it stick with you at the line? I've never been in an accident of the caliber you guys have, so I don't know what it's like to live with that after and then have to compete and be at the top of my level while doing so. So does it stick with you, or is it you just kind of blank out once you hit the line?
I think it sticks with you until you're back at the line. You're all the time thinking about, oh, how did that happen? How did I get myself in that situation, or whatever the case may be? Until you're back at the line, you have a guy next to you. You know it's battle time. You're like, I have to forget about this, or else there's no point even lining up. It's you just have to forget about it and try again, and try not to make the same mistake again. That's the biggest thing, I would say.
I was definitely coming up shallow in outer 3 on media day, so I made a pretty drastic change to get out to outer 3. And another challenging part about tracks, talking about all the rubber down, is the second you get off the rubber line, it's like you're on ice compared to the grip on the rubber line. I got off the line, I went into the wall pretty hard, and that definitely knocked down my courage a little bit to make that change again. So it took me a while to get back into that sweet spot of, late transitioning and transitioning slow to push deep into 3, because I'd done that and gotten off the line.
Yeah.
I think I saw the hit that you had on media day, and coming back from that and learning from that and not getting scared, but figuring out, that was a little too much, and using that as fuel to come back. That's like winner mentality. Some people would be like tippy-toeing after that, but I think there's a lot of fantastic drifters in the world, but to do what we do here, you need to have a screw loose, and you need to be able to treat the car as just a tool. It doesn't matter if the car is mangled if you're on the podium. The best looking cars are on the podium, no matter what they really look like, right?
I think the craziest thing to this day is at Irwindale, when you would come transitioning as fast as we do into that second inner bank turn, you're having full confidence that the dude in front of you is not going to mess up.
Right.
Because if he does, you're both smashing into that wall hard.
Right.
Yep.
It wasn't even a mess up. It was just a weird hit.
I didn't mean it like that.
No.
Yeah,
that
no.
situation was just a very strange wheel-on-wheel, crazy dynamic moment. But you go into that knowing that is a thing that could happen.
Yeah, and that definitely sticks with you.
Yeah,
Like,
that one would.
Yeah.
I mean, literally. How's that doing?
Yeah, it's just wild. Like, but you have to compete at this level. You have to be willing to crash yourself or somebody else put you in. It's just part of the sport, and nobody does it intentionally. We're all trying hard. We all want to not damage our cars, but when you start pushing to the levels that we all are, it's going to happen.
Yeah. Last thing to wrap it up, I feel like it's an incredible podium to have because all three of you are coming into this season with very much a clear desire for championship. Everybody here does, for sure. Adam, last year was supposed to be a fun season, and then you found yourself in top 5 going like, oh, you were trying, but like I was having fun and I got top 5. If I put my head down, I could do this. Freddie, I guarantee you want that 4th one.
What are you talking about?
I know. No, but you're in such a great place right now, and the driving is nuts. The tires there, you've got like this kind of reset where you can be like, okay, let's go. And then James, it's like 4, let's go for 5. And you're not doing as much in other places. You've got more focus here. So for me, it's
Did you not hear what we're doing in Europe?
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I know. But I mean, like, listen, I'm used to you doing like 4 series at a time. So only doing 2 is a step back for you. But
Good job, Freddie.
Thank you.
Nailed it.
Jared, he's always here. Going into this season, what do you think is your specific key to success to winning that championship? So I'll start with Adam.
For me, it's definitely me as a driver. I got to clean things up, but I think we've made a lot of changes with the car and kind of found some weak points. I learned from the Matt Field call at Atlanta, like situations not to put myself in. I learned mechanical things that bit us and how to kind of get ahead of that. But like you said, like last year we came into this with a grassroots competition car, and we were like, hey, we don't even know if this is going to work, and it worked great. Then we had the off season to say, okay, if we want to make this an actual FD car, what do we do differently? So it's a cool hybrid of kind of like simplicity, but also stuff to make it more reliable.
Fair. James, we'll give it to you.
Yeah, for me, like, it's just doing your best. It's one lap at a time. Don't get ahead of yourself. Don't be thinking about, the finals. Think about who you're battling next, because it just takes like that mistake I made in the final, just pushing that too hard and, being comfortable all weekend, going through there in the lead position, and then it's the finals, you get overamped, it's going to be a heater battle, and you're trying to find every little, everything.
Yeah.
And not do that. Not do that too early, at least. It's like try to progress as far as you can in every single event, and you just see how everyone else is doing around you, and that's what it takes, I think.
Fair. And to wrap things up, Freddie.
Ooh, to win a championship. I mean, I've done this enough now to where I feel pretty aware of my shortcomings and also reasonably aware of where we're good as a team. And one thing I did differently this winter is trying to be more focused when I do all the ice drifting practice. And I think coming in here, it really helped. Even though all that practice doesn't necessarily work and you can develop some bad habits, I felt very comfortable in the chase here. And it's about spending your time, most of it where it really matters, instead of trying to be distracted. And 2 seasons ago I was really kind of in a bad spot, unmotivated. Last year started coming back, and now I feel like, what is there to lose, really, right?
Yeah.
Why not just go out there swinging what you got and see where it takes you, right? Have some good old fun with it. And I'm the kind of guy that can take things very seriously, so I need to loosen up a little bit, and I found that balance today, and I'm just trying to keep that going.
Sick. Love it. Well, I'm not going to hold you guys up anymore. Go have some fun. Go celebrate with the team. Thank you for taking a few minutes. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys do for the rest of the season.
Thank you. Congrats, boys.
Congrats.
That's going to do it for us. Thank you so much for all your support. Round 1 done, in the books, loving it. They even left me snacks. So I'm going to pack up, get this show edited, off to you guys. Appreciate all of the support. If you guys get a chance, check out the link down below, jump in the Discord. Lots of cool stuff in there. We did some really cool things for Discord fans at this event, but I'm not going to tell you about them until you get there. So thanks again for the support. Thanks again to our drivers. We'll catch you next week.